Hi everybody, today we're going to talk about how to close the gap in Wing Chun and how to utilize chasing step. So a lot of Wing Chun schools, they teach the footwork as when you get to the inside, like either a 90-10 or a 50-50 weight distribution, right? And they usually come and they throw their battle punches or chain punches or chi chun choi, whatever you want to call it, and they walk with this kind of stance. That stance is valid and it is useful. However, it's only meant for the inside. And when you get to that stance, it's not held indefinitely. That balance point is relevant and it's really important when you're already on the inside so you don't get swept or thrown. So it's really to help prevent against sweeps and throws. There's a couple problems with that step. So let's see if that footwork can hold up to some lateral outside movement. Okay, ready? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so it's hard for me to match his outside movement. So a better option is to use the chasing step. Okay, ready? Yeah. When we use the traditional Wing Chun stance, whether it be 90-10 or 50-50, the problem becomes you limit your own mobility. So even if I get to the inside, right? If he goes to my left, I'm okay. Keep going. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Cut hard to the right. If he cuts hard to the right, I'm trying to follow him. And it doesn't really work. Chasing step is different because we don't favor one side or the other. So with chasing step, when you throw your punch, it's counterbalanced to your opposite foot. So right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. So as we walk in, left hand, right foot, left. So it's like a little choo-choo train. When you listen to the steps, it's clap, 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 clap. The beauty about the chasing step is if he cuts to the left, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. If he cuts to the right, you're still okay. Because you're just walking after your opponent. So the chasing step, it makes entering and advancing as easy as just walking. With the chasing step, you're also cutting off angles of your opponent. So when I come at somebody with the chasing step, depending on which way he cuts, if he cuts to the right, I go to the right. If he cuts to the left, I go to the left. So it makes it kind of simple. So if I come in at Sifu Turan, throw my punches, cut whatever way. So if he cuts to his right, my left foot follows. If he cuts to the right, I do a stance change and I cut off the angle as well. So the chasing step's really good because once you get to range, you start cutting off the outside angles of your opponent. Now, chasing step is great, but if you just try to come at somebody with chasing step, you still have the same problem. So I'm going to try to come at the round with the chasing step, just I'm going to try to come from the outside in. Because this kind of chasing step, it's really good for like mid to close range. It's not good from far to close. So if Duran's gonna try to move, I'm gonna try to chase it. Go ahead. Oh, see, I'm getting hit. So if I just come at somebody with a chasing step, I'm a very easy read. It's very easy to pick apart. So what I like to do is I like to combine some boxing and long fist to combine with my Wing Chun. In order to hide the chasing step, because you want to get in and utilize your chasing step, in order to hide it, I like to add a little bit of basic boxing to it just to break up the monotony. So now I'm going to employ chasing step, but I'm going to use boxing first. So throw our jab to step with our left foot, right cross, your right foot comes up. But now from here, even if he blocks or starts to circle back or move, we take a bow stance to strike to the body or to the solar plexus. Now from here, you can either pop and come in, or watch for Sao Choi, those jab across, jab, and keep going. If he tries to run away, jab, cross, jab, come right. The takeaways of this for closing the gap is Wing Chun is not a complete martial art. It's never meant to be a standalone martial art. If all you have is Wing Chun and you're constantly cutting the gap, trying to close the gap, I've been there before. It makes it very hard to use. But you need to not make it so obvious that you're trying to come in and close the gap. A way to make it not so obvious that you're trying to come in and close the gap is you have to confuse your opponent. Because if Duran and I are sparring, just light sparring, and all I'm doing is trying to do like a gore style, lot style, close the gap, and he's picking me apart from the outside, that's not a good trick. So let's try it. So go ahead. Good job. So now I'm gonna close without making it so obvious. Okay, ready? So why did it work the first time and not the second time? Because the second time I wasn't thinking contact. I was not trying to just come and bridge. I was thinking hit. I want to hit him. Okay? So in the process of me hitting him, I'm looking for where I can establish contact. So for here, let's just box it out. For here, boom, boom, boom. Here's my contact. Here's my contact. Here's my strike. I already got it. Here's one. Now look, not only do I have the strike, I'm controlling his posture and his balance. The body goes where the head goes. The head is back and it's going to the ground. So the rest of his body's going there too. Right to the floor. That's Wing Chun. So the point of this video, the whole video is, I'm a Wing Chun guy. I'm also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. I've done boxing, kickboxing, wrestling. I've done a number of different martial arts. But for me, I would get really frustrated in the beginning because I would take my Wing Chun and I'd want to make it functional. I'd want to try to spar against boxers, MMA people, kickboxers, whoever. But the problem I was seeing is that the Wing Chun that I learned, I was missing a few things. So I could totally understand the frustration. And from my opinion, the biggest problem that Wing Chun people face today is everybody's so worried about Chi Sao and nobody really knows how to close the gap. So things like Gore Sao, Lot Sao need to be practiced more because if you can't close the gap, you can't employ Chi Sao. It's just the way it is. You know, kind of open your mind a little bit. Wing Chun's a great art and it works. I know it works through my experience. But we have to look at the way we're training it. We have to look at the way we're utilizing it. And we kind of have to bring it into the modern world.